Hello all and welcome to another Bryce Talk Show episode. Hopefully all is doing well. We got a lot of stuff here to talk about today. So first we're talking about, the Windows 10 end of support is coming. It's October 8th. So you got like 6 days and then it will be out of support on October 14th. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the new releases that OpenAI did to Sora 2. Which has sound, and basically it's text to video. So, I'm talking about, if you know what this is. Made by OpenAI, the same people who does ChatGPT. The Circleville Pumpkin Show is next week, the local event here in, it's actually in Circleville, but it's going to be happening again. It's that time, October 15th and to the 18th, and so I'm going to be there on try to get through the Thursday, the 16th, and of course I'll have a friend along for the ride. Creighton Boy is going to make his trip to the show since he hadn't been for 10 years. So, what do you got to do? Subscribe, share, and favorite. Well, as it used to be. And let's get this thing started. Alright, so, what are we talking about here first? Well, today is October 8th. It's Wednesday as I'm recording this. And 14th is when the support for Windows 10 ends. So, I have a Beelink Mini PC running Windows 11 Pro. The only problem is I had to do a clean install because of Microsoft fucking up their thing. So, for whatever reason, it wasn't taking any updates from September. Like, it would try to download it and then it would install it. And then it would throw in some error code. So, I had to fix that. And the only way to do that is to redo a clean install. However, here's one problem. The problem is there's no sound. So I try to use the narrator screen reader, just the built-in screen reader for the setup process. I'll just put NVDA on it or whatever later, but I use it for the setup process and apparently it doesn't work. I don't know if the sound output is outputting to my other microphone or the headphones. Do I need to plug in headphones to hear it? Although one of my headphones I had a 3.5mm jack plug snapped, and I thought I needed to adjust the neck of it, but apparently it broke. So I used my FM transmitter to try it, and I didn't hear anything. Other than that, the machine is fine. I'm not the only one. A few people had to do that. Of course, my friend over there I talked about, Creighton, he had to do a reinstall on his. Except the difference is he did it on USB. He had a USB of Windows 11 on his flash drive. I did a cloud install, which maybe would not have been the best because I didn't know what it would do. But regardless, it does have the latest in Windows. Speaking of which, we have 25H2, which just released this past week. As they do annually, they release stuff. I was thinking at some point, gonna have, because I have my old Dell Inspiron that I have had sitting here. It's been on the dresser since I got the Beelink. I was talking about it earlier. I'll have to think about maybe, because I got it at Best Buy back in 2016. If I could have them clean, and I could sell it and have them clean it. But I have another secondary Dell machine, not here, but I have one that I put Windows 11 on with Fly by 11, which is the open source project that will tweak your system to bypass the system requirements, and you can get Windows 11 no problem. And it still gets updates too, so if you're worried about that, it still gets updates after I put 11 on that machine that was obviously unsupported. First thing first, I was thinking about doing that, because, even if I do, it's going to clean the drive anyway. It's going to do a clean install regardless. The Best Buy wouldn't have to do that shit. All they'd have to do is, I'd sell it, because basically if I put 11 on it, I'd be removing everything from the laptop anyway, so it would be pretty much clean at this point if I did that. Well, I'd have to get the ISO first, go to Microsoft to get the ISO first, and then put 11 on it. Because nobody's going to buy that if it's going to be for in Windows 10, knowing it's going to support will end. And another thing is, the only other downside I was thinking about, why I shouldn't sell it is only because the laptop basically isn't a laptop because it has to be plugged in all the time. You cannot at any circumstance use this computer without having it unplugged. Like, it just doesn't work. You have to plug the thing in. It's been like this for like 5+ years, whatever. Like I said, I could try to put Windows 11 on it again. I could put Windows, not again, but I could put Windows 11 on it. And then sell it with a fresh copy, which would be 25H2. And, so I think that's what I might think about doing. Because if I did a clean install anyway, Microsoft is going to take down the Windows 10 installers because of the fact that it's not going to be supported, and I don't have a flash drive that has Windows 10 on it. Unless I go to the old the Internet Archive and download it there. But even then, that's going to be a good idea. But even then, so... But yeah, so it's going to be not supported. Now, some people might stay on there. Some people might get the ESU pack for another year. Some other people maybe have moved on to 11 or something else. Like, for example, I got the B-Link, which is a beast of a system because of the graphics and everything in between it. Another thing I noticed about 11 is that with Windows 11, when you're using the File Explorer, you don't have to get stuff like, you don't have to download 7-zip or whatever to open file extensions like RAR or 7Z or whatever like that. It should just open, because beforehand, you couldn't at all do that. You'd have to, on Windows then, you'd have to get 7-zip to do that. Or whatever, just so you can open these types of file formats. There's some downsides, of course, what Microsoft did with their recent updates that would not install for some people, myself included. And the only way really to fix that is a clean install. That's why I had to do a clean install of the B-Link. There was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing corrupted on it. It was just fine. The only problem was it wouldn't put anything, and I've made sure that it's fine because, I know it's fine and it runs just fine. But I don't think it would be good just to have it sit there for long periods of time. Now, let's get into our second topic of the day. So recently, Sora, OpenAI, the person who made Sora, the company who made Sora, they released Sora 2, which adds sound and speech to your AI-generated video. Previously, with Sora, if you type text to video, there'd be no sound in the video. You'd have to do that yourself. Well, now, if you do something, there's actually sound, and their Sora actually has audio in their visuals. The Sora app is kind of like TikTok. It has a For You page. Usually the limit is up to 10 seconds, although hopefully they actually bump that up. Because, I guess if you're trying to add the Vine days, when you had Vine back in the day when there was 6 seconds or whatever. But I don't know, bro. But there's so much stuff that have came out with this Sora stuff, like SpongeBob. People made anime stuff. People have done cartoon stuff. People have made all kinds of things with this thing. Martin Luther King doing speeches. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. Due to the companies realizing it, Sora has been a lot more strict lately. And apparently I joined the party a little too late because they've been being strict on a lot of the copyright stuff and third-party stuff. And it's pretty limited now of what you can create now than it was maybe when it was released. I guess Sora 2, the latest of Sora, was released. I should have got it then, because it seemed not as limited then. If you wanted to make something with Eric Cartman, bro, you ain't gonna do that, because it'll either flag it or say, stuff like, yeah, we can't generate this stuff because, it violates our guardrails on third-party content or third-party likeness. Whatever it has to be, it won't let you do it. Or if I wanted to do, just for the fun of it, Joe Biden on Family Feud, but it horribly goes wrong. It's the same thing. So I guess there's some guardrails on, people, depiction of people, I guess. I don't really know. But you could do dead people like John F. Kennedy or fucking Martin Luther King or something like that. But you couldn't, I don't know. But I have done something interesting with it. I made this one. I've had the idea how funny it would be. So, if you had a dog in the treadmill and you were speeding up I wanted to see, hey, what would happen if you put a dog on the treadmill? And when you just turn it on, he'd be walking. Or, if you speed it up, he'd fly off the treadmill. But that's what the video was. It's stupid. And then I made this one where Jake Paul So, remember last year Jake Paul did a fight with Mike Tyson. Well, what if we had Jake Paul do a wrestling match against an old wrestler, WWE wrestler, Vince McMahon? The guy, you're fired! You know that dude, you know that big old man, you know what I'm talking about, right? So, what if we did, I got that generated, that was pretty fun. A couple stuff that I have shared on YouTube, actually, that has been doing really well, so thank you for watching. One I shared on YouTube was waves crashing into a restaurant, a crowded restaurant, waves come crashing into it. And it went up to like 33,000 in like a day, which is pretty impressive. And then I shared one that I made on Monday called Mylar Helium Balloons versus Power Lines. So you know how it happens. A balloon gets into a power line and blows up and power it. So it made a generation of that. Just to name a few. The layout is kind of like a TikTok layout. It's got like you can scroll up and down to play, listen to videos, you can make cameos, remix other people's works, add your own voice into the mix. It's really, really interesting. And look at get Sora 2 on the App Store or go to sora.chatgpt.com. It's pretty much the same thing. Sora is powered by ChatGPT, since it's made by OpenAI. But it's really interesting what it does because it's done pretty cool stuff. I mean, except for the fact that it's so limiting now because companies started to take note. And I don't know if it's that or whatever, but I don't know. We'll have to see what happens in the upcoming months and stuff, and we'll have to see what happens. And hopefully it gets pretty good because I think it's pretty neat, and we'll have to see what it's like. Go on the App Store or online. We can download on the App Store, only on US and Canada. I don't believe there's an Android app yet, but only one way to find out. So that's the thing on that, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to see what we can do with it in the upcoming months and stuff. Currently, you can also put photos in your creations, except they can't depict images of people, which I guess could make sense for like safety. But like, I wanted to show one of my pictures of me like on a bike ride because I have many of those pictures where I go on bike rides and stuff. And like, I couldn't even do that. Like I wanted to put in a picture of me in the bike ride near the park, because I go to the park quite a bit. Because I mean, it's close to it, so I could ride there and back. So I wanted to do that with Sora, but you know, then again, it's very limiting, which I guess could be a good thing, but at the same time, maybe not so much if you're trying to, you know, create some cool stuff. So either way, we'll have to see what it becomes in the upcoming weeks, months, and years. So with that being said, let's move on to our third and final topic of the day. The Circleville Pumpkin Show is next Wednesday it starts, and goes till Saturday. So it starts the 15th, and ends on the 18th on Saturday every year. Now last year, if you looked at last year's vlog, I was there on a Friday. This time we're trying to get on Thursday, and of course take a friend on board, because he hadn't been since 2015, which was a long time. And Thursdays is when the parade starts and the bands perform. Now, I actually performed there in the Ohio State School for the Blind Marching Band. I actually performed there at the Pumpkin Show myself. But it's also cool because you got the rides, you got donuts, you got drinks, and all that stuff. They always got good with the donuts. Last year they had a couple line dancers. If you looked at last year's vlog on this channel, there was like tons of like line dancers on the stage and dancing to. It was kind of like Halloween themed. They were dancing to like Ghostbusters. They were dancing to Thriller by Michael Jackson, and sometimes they would dance to other stuff too that wasn't Halloween related. Like I saw them dance to Fireball by Pitbull, and they danced to some country songs too. Like there was a lot of things that was going on down at that time last year on that Friday. My mother forgot what she was signing up for because she decided to ride with me on the Scrambler, not knowing what she would end up doing to herself because of her stomach, and it would make her dizzy. Which it does for some people, I get it. But like, she's like, I said in the ride as she was going crazy, we were spinning around real fast. I said, "Bro, did you forget what you signed up for?" Like that's literally what I asked. I said, "Did you forget what you signed up for?" So she decided to take a ride on that last year. And that was crazy. At least on her end, because again, I think she forgot just what she was signing up for. It's been so long that she did it. I think maybe she thought, I'm going to try this again. Not a good idea. So then, there's like so many of them that I hit. And of course the Himalaya I rode, which they have the same exact way at the other fairs, like the State Fair and at the Sweet Corn Festival, which I didn't go this year, but I went last year, and the year before, and the year before that. And I was hoping to go this year because I didn't end up doing a whole vlog last year because of apparently I ran out of space on a GoPro as I was filming. That's alright. But yeah, bro, like it was quite the thing last year, and we're gonna see what we can do this year. Of course, Creighton has been since 2015, so I know he'll be glad to go back. So, since he was in high school, and so I think he'll like that for sure. And yeah, maybe we might see familiar faces along the way. And I think it's going to be a great time, of course, and hopefully we'll be able to shoot a vlog for you guys. And I think it'll be a lot of fun to do, especially if this year. And can't forget about their donuts, because I do good at donuts too. They have great donuts, like pumpkin and all sorts of donuts they got over there. They got it filled with their stuff. So I'm gonna do that, and we'll see how that goes. So, and maybe you might just hear about it, see a vlog about it on this channel. So keep your eyes and ears open for that coming out probably next Friday. Because I gotta get all the material ready and edit all that and do all that. So you might see it next Friday, or if not that, on next Saturday. So just keep your eyes and ears tuned for that, because it's gonna be great. Without further ado, that's going to be the end of the Bryce Talk Show episode for this Season 6, Episode 2 of the Bryce Talk Show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, share, let your folks know about this channel and what I do, because we're about to put more great stuff up for y'all. And thanks for those who subscribed this week. I will talk to you guys another time. Keep a lookout for more great stuff, because they're coming. Don't you worry. So, I'm out. Peace.